Senior Bowl week is upon us, and by far, the position group with the most on the line is this quarterback class. There isn't really a unanimous top guy. Matter of fact, whenever you probably go to these draft websites or listen to your favorite analysts and evaluators, they have these guys ranked in all different types of ways and manners. So we're going to go ahead and break down these guys today. And you know what? Shoot. Hang with me because I'm going to have content throughout the whole Senior Bowl week, and join me for that watch along Senior Bowl, baby. It's going to be a time and a half, but what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. We're going to be starting with the American team, and we're going to be starting with Sam Howell. Right now, he is currently my quarterback one. There's a lot to like about him. I think he's got a high ceiling. He's got plus mobility. The dude had like 60 plus forced missed tackles. So he isn't just a guy that can extend the play with his feet, but he can also pick up first downs. Now, I don't think he's going to be like a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. He's not that type of athlete, but he's a plus athlete. But his arm is phenomenal. Guy's got a rocket for an arm. I think Malik Willis is the only other dude that probably has comparable arm strength. I would say Malik Willis is a bit better. But on top of that, man, because I hate the Baker Mayfield comparison, because they look at him, 6'1", 220, a little short and stout. It's like that teapot riddle, or teapot song. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. He ain't that. Baker's out here throwing lasers. He don't know how to take a little bit off it. He doesn't know how to take a little mustard off the ball. While Howell has some of the prettiest, he puts touch on the football. Like, literally, his downfield ball is, I just love it. Now, operating in a Mac Brown RPO heavy scheme, yeah, he's not asked to make a lot of reads. I think that changed this year, or at least as the year went on. He wasn't working with the same type of playmakers as he was a year ago. He didn't have Javonte Williams, Michael Carter. He didn't have De'Ami Brown. He didn't have Daz Newsome. And you know what? His offensive line, way worse this year too. A lot was on this guy's shoulders. And you know what? I think he did a good job. When he was asked to step up and try to lead this team to some wins, he did that. There were parts of the year where you could see him start to go through progressions. But, in that system, it's in his nature to be one read. And since he has those legs, he likes to run. The pocket point is a bit questionable just because of that. You start to think, is he like kind of like Sam Ehlinger last year, where he was like, oh, first read's not open, I'm going to run the football because I can. That ain't going to cut it in the NFL. But I love this cat, man. I really do. I don't know how many times I could say that. But listen, this guy's got experience. He's been a starter since his freshman season. So, yeah, I think right now I'm feeling good with him at number one. But the other guy, Malik Willis, he's a part of the American team. We're going to see these guys practicing against one another. And like I said, these guys got arm strength for days. Rockets for arms, man. Malik Willis throws with a lot of zip. And, yeah, by far he's the better athlete. Look at my dog just staring out the curtains here. He's crazy. But he makes a lot of off-platform throws. I may have already said that, but my dog, he's got me all messed up. But in terms of being a runner, right, he can be special. He's not like he's not Lamar Jackson. He's not he doesn't have the size of like a Cam Newton. But this guy had 90 forced missed tackles last year. The only other player in college football that had more was Kenneth Walker with 92. Now, there'll be questions like, Can he perform inside a structure? I mean, a lot of that was the Liberty offensive line wasn't that hot. But, I mean, there are times where he just kind of bailed out the pocket. So you're going to wonder, can he operate inside of a clean pocket? Is he willing to do that? Some people want to knock his accuracy or ball placement. While I don't think he is wild like a Desmond Ritter, we'll get to him later, but I think the ball placement got a lot better this year because the lower body mechanics got a lot better. Yeah, there was a lot more of setting his feet and throwing, not throwing off his back foot. It just looked a lot better. It did. It really did. But the decision making is going to be the biggest thing. As a decision maker, just I guess overall processing, he made a lot of ugly throws, especially like ugly, not in terms of how it looked. Those are pretty looking throws just they went to the defenders, especially in the red zone, man. A lot of questionable balls in the middle of the season that you just shouldn't be making, like Middle Tennessee, Louisiana Monroe, like just it's not great. On top of that, can he be a little overconfident when it comes to his athletic ability? Yes. Took a lot of sacks he shouldn't have. So a lot of that's going to have to change. I don't think he's a guy that's going to be able to start year one in the NFL, or if you do start him, you're gonna have to. You can't really open up the playbook with a guy like this. But that upside is just unbelievable. Like just watching guys like Mahomes and Josh Allen, just what they're able to do, how they're able to extend the play, continue to look downfield and make these throws. It's just top notch. He's just a guy I really like. Former transfer from Auburn. Again, the Senior Bowl, this is a place where arm talent shines. So I'm hoping to see that ball placement, that accuracy. By no means am I saying that's something like, oh, he's among the top in this class. I'm not saying that. I would say that it's not as bad as people make it out to seem. Like he does have some pretty throws toward the sidelines and downfield. But I think the interesting part here is Bailey Zapp. This cat, I think he's got an NFL caliber arm. How does it compare to these two guys? How does his arm compare? Because this dude blew up college football last season. Breaking Burrow's record for touchdown passes. He was just a monster. Transfer from Houston Baptist. Had his running mate there, Jareth Stearns, playing with them. And this cat, he can throw accurately to all levels of the field. He's got some zip behind the ball too, man. He can throw it on a rope when he wants to. It's like you could see a bit of, I don't know if it's overconfidence. He trusts his arm, man. He thinks he can make any and all throws. And sometimes I think that's why he makes some bad decisions sometimes. I don't want to say he's just not seeing the field correctly. I mean, I guess we'll find that out through practices if decision making's a real thing with him. But I mean, 24 turnover worthy throws this past season. But I think a lot of that is, again, he trusts his arm. He's like, I can make that throw. I can fit it into that window. Oh, double coverage. I'm not scared. I think more of it's that. But I guess we'll find out, man. We'll find out. We'll see. Maybe he's just maybe the decision making is bad. But he moves pretty well inside the pocket. He's got sneaky good athleticism. Definitely the worst athlete compared to Howe and Willis. But I mean, again, those guys are plus athlete, and then you got a phenomenal athlete in Willis. He stands to make he can increase that stock quite a bit. This is a guy that seeks out to make the big play when he is forced from outside the pocket. He's looking downfield, and he's not like sometimes he needs to take what's given to him. Take your check down or pick up a couple of yards with your feet. That was something we've criticized Spencer Rattler with, and I think it's fair to make that same criticism to Bailey Zapp. There will be concerns about the level of competition. At Western Kentucky, you're not seeing the finest of competition. At Houston Baptist, he wasn't seeing the finest of competition. But that's why he's here at the Senior Bowl. He gets to play against the best of college football. And currently, quarterback 7 for me. Got an early day 3. He could definitely sneak into late day 2, maybe mid day 2. We'll find out. Going to the national team. Let's start with Kenny Pickett. He's QB1 for a lot of people, man. And let me tell you, I've been watching a lot of Kenny Pickett over the years because he was draft eligible in 2020. I think, he was in my 2020 rankings until he decided to return. He was in my 2021 rankings, and then he decided to return. And I think I had a late day 2. I think for the most part, I kind of had a 4th round grade on him throughout this whole process until this season. Because you could say he was a bit of a late boomer. I mean, his prior 3 seasons as a starter, 3.5 there at Pittsburgh, it wasn't like extraordinary. It wasn't really anything special. It was average. You saw some mistakes. It's like, yeah, he's got an NFL arm. Nothing spectacular. He doesn't have like outstanding arm strength, but he's a guy that can make some throws, man. But wow, no, he was probably the best quarterback in football, not named Bailey Zapp. Bailey Zapp was put it on a show, a light show. Kenny Pickett was real good this season. He's got plus mobility. He's a guy that can extend the play with his feet. Now, we made this criticism about Justin Fields last year. Kenny Pickett was second in all of college football in terms of how long he holds on to the football. If we're going to talk about, Justin Fields was too conservative with the football, he holds on to the football for too long, we got to make that same argument. We got to say the same for Kenny Pickett. Let's be genuine in our evaluations, guys. Small hands, 8-inch hands, wears gloves. That's going to turn some people off. It's not like he is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow coming in the league, 8-inch hands. Oh my goodness, they're so small. Wow, laser precision, that anticipation. Oh my goodness. It's not the same with Kenny Pickett. It's not the same, or at least not to that level. There's a reason we're talking about Kenny Pickett as potentially the first quarterback off the board, opposed to Joe Burrow being the first overall pick. Just know that difference. When it comes to this, people say I gotta quit saying cat, because I say this cat, this dog, I don't know, this NFL prospect. He attacked the middle of the field far more than any of the other prospects in this class. Because, we got a lot of them coming from very RPO-heavy schemes, like Desmond Ritter, Matt Corral, Sam Howell. It just is what it is. But I think he sees the field well. He's got relatively good accuracy. His ball placement could use a little bit of work. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just there are times, like I go to the Clemson game, there was like a couple of times where he went to the sideline and he kind of threw it behind his receiver, basically allowing the cornerback to be able to make a play on the ball. And you'll see it a little bit downfield at times too, but for the most part, it's pretty good. It's among the best in this class. He processes the field pretty darn well. Again, just there are times where is he too conservative with the football, or is he indecisive? Got to ask yourself that. So, yeah, man, this cat was good, dude. This cat was good. We'll see how he stacks up, because we're gonna be seeing him go against Desmond Ritter. Currently my quarterback 4. He has moved up quite a bit for me. Got a 2nd round grade. I've been by far probably one of the biggest haters of Desmond Ritter. I don't even want to say that. I'm just not as high as other people have been on him. But he's coming from an RPO heavy scheme, and he's a very capable dual threat quarterback. He has 100 plus runs of 10 plus yards. There we go. Through his collegiate career. As a passer, I wouldn't say he's bad. Like on the short to intermediate throws, I think he can be relatively accurate. There are times he'll be behind his guy, maybe like coming up the middle or such. But his deep ball can be wildly inaccurate at times. But listen, this dude, his arm is capable of making special throws. We saw it in the Alabama game. There was a pretty comeback route towards the sideline. Put it where only his receiver could get it. His receiver just didn't catch it. There was, I think it was a real wheel route. It wasn't from the running back. So it was like, I think it was from like the slot receiver, but it was in the red zone or around the red zone, just outside of it. Threw it to the pylon where defenders couldn't get it. Receiver just couldn't make the catch. Like, he has pretty throws on tape. He's capable of pretty throws. It's just, I want to see it more consistently. There are going to be there's some evals that I've looked at that compliment him on being a quick decision maker. I think that's more so when the play breaks down. He gets the ball out pretty quickly. I think also part of that is he comes from an RPO heavy scheme. It's typically a one read or run, type of thing. So yeah, I don't know if I want to say he's exactly a quick decision maker. Then again, I mean, yeah, I would say he's relatively a pretty quick decision maker, especially in the second half of that Alabama game. First half was ugly, dude, because they stuck religiously to the RPO, and he had like 4 batted balls at the line. It was darn near atrocious, but I think part of that is he's got a long throwing motion. Just a little long. He legit wind up, Again, that's something like that can be worked out. Like, I don't worry too much about these mechanic things because that is something that's typically ironed out. It's can these guys make special throws? It's how are they at processing the field? It's that type of stuff, man. It's that type of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Like, some people were really down on Ritter after the Alabama game, and I think that's the game that actually sold me more on him. I was like, man, this cat can make some special throws. So it's gonna be interesting to see him, a guy that has, I think, probably better arm talent than Kenny Pickett, against Pickett, who I think probably throws with better anticipation, that reads the middle of the field a lot better. Because keep in mind, like a lot of these guys in this class, they're typically throwing to the sideline. They're staying away. Those are easier throws to make than rather than having to like read the middle of the field. Oh, is the linebacker over underneath, safety over top? Am I not missing those guys? So yeah. Now, Carson Strong, by far, I think he could end up showing he has the better arm of actually all these guys. I don't know. Malik Willis, I would say, definitely has the better upside. Carson Strong, he's got a pretty darn good arm. One of the quickest releases in this class. Laser pinpoint accuracy, especially downfield, man. It's got a huge arm. I don't know if I'd put it on par with Malik Willis. It's pretty darn close. But obviously, Sam Howell, Malik Willis, Carson Strong, Desmond Ritter, those guys, they have big arms. It's really, then I would say Bailey Zapp, and then you got Kenny Pickett kind of reeling in the rear there in terms of arm strength. But again, arm strength ain't everything. But yeah, no, Carson Strong, the biggest reason why currently he sits quarterback 6 for me is really the pocket poise. And I don't even want to say the pocket poise. Yeah, no, I'm going to say the pocket poise. And the knee surgeries. We'll get into the knee surgeries in a quick second, but this dude at times, like his maneuverability in the pocket was a bit better this season, but there are times where he has that Carson Wentz pocket poise where it's like, I feel pressure. No pressure to be had. And he's trying to break from the pocket or get the ball out quick. Like, I don't mind you getting the ball out quick. But, hey, if you can let those maybe longer routes develop, if you can let routes develop in general, then, hey, take your time. I don't think it's a pre-read thing for him. It's just, I think maybe a habit he has to kick. Or maybe it's from the knee. Maybe where he's about getting hit. Like, I don't know, man. But I would say he's the worst. I don't want to say athlete. He's the worst athlete of the bunch. But let's talk about the knee, because I've heard different things, but maybe we'll get more answered about it this week at the Senior Bowl. Here, let me bring it up. So Strong's senior season of high school, he had surgery on his knee for, oh my gosh, osteochondritis discoconvalescent. I don't know, man. I don't know. Look it up. It's a big word. Big word. He also had surgery at the end of the 2020 season, and then on the same knee, and then he had surgery on it that following August just to clean up some cartilage in it. I've heard that he's been checked out by an NFL doctor and should be A-okay, but he was also checked out before his bowl game and decided not to play. And you might be like, well, that could have been a business decision. Why get hurt in a bowl game? That really doesn't matter. He said he would play if he checked out well. I'm just basing it on something he said. Maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he was like, yeah, it's a better business decision not to play in the game. I'm just basing it off what he said. He said, hey, if healthy, I'm going to play the bowl game. That's just what he said. I'm just going to put that out there. Listen, when it comes to an arm talent perspective, Desmond Ritter could be quarterback one in this class. I really, really think he can. But again, how's the knee check out? The pocket poise. There's a reason Jacob Eason dropped all the way to the 4th round. Because in terms of arm talent, he had it. This was a guy that probably could have went in the 2nd, late 1st. But like the dude had no feel for the pocket. I think Strong is not of that caliber. I'd make the comparison to Carson Wentz. It's just an easy comparison to make. But in terms of arm talent, I think he has a lot to gain. And like it's gonna be a fierce, like Desmond Ritter, Desmond Ritter coming in. Okay, can I compete with these guys in terms of how they are as processors and how accurate they can be? Then you got Kenny Pickett. It's like, okay, these guys got rocket arms. How will my arm compare to these guys throughout practice? You got Carson Strong, who is just like, I got the better arm talent between both these guys. How like, I don't know. It's like the knee is honestly the biggest thing for me. And it might not be something we find out till the combine. It's just going to be interesting. I think it's all an interesting conversation to have. If I'm going to make any predictions on this, let's go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and just, make a prediction and then eat crap for it later because it ends up being incorrect. Let's first talk about the national team. I think Desmond Ritter, accuracy is going to be hard for me to get by, and I don't think it's going to look any better next to guys who, like Kenny Pickett, a guy who could put it in his receiver's vicinity, and then Carson Strong, who throws a pretty ball in general. And then, I mean, in terms of his release, too. I just don't think Desmond Ritter is going to come out looking good in that. It's going to be, can he showcase those special throws? It's going to be that. I honestly think Desmond Ritter ends up coming out, if I'm making this guess, looking like the third guy on this team. And Carson Strong has really the most to gain. Can we answer any questions about the knee, though? Can we do that this week? Going back to the American team, Malik Willis, Sam Howell, Like, I think Sam Howell has a chance to really establish himself as quarterback one. I think Malik Willis has just as good a shot. He's like, oh, maybe this guy isn't as developmental a prospect as we think. Like, we'll see a little bit of can they maneuver, like, how do they take pressure in a pocket, but it's really going to be a showcase of arm talent, and I think Malik Willis is a lot further than some people do in that regard. Bailey Zapp obviously has a ton to gain. If he could just look like, hey, I may not have the rocket arm of these guys, but shoot, I can see the field well. I'm not a bad decision maker. If he can do that, then shoot, man. Like, yeah, dude. I think we could talk about this cat on day 2. So let me know what you think. This is always fun talking about this. I should have a free agent video out tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. It's a lot of Photoshop, so I don't know. And typically my NFL videos, they don't do so well. So mock drafts always on Monday, and then we always do mock the mock Senior Bowl week. I'm gonna be recording videos daily for that. And then I'm going to have some commentary on what I thought about Shrine Bowl practice it. Not Shrine Bowl. The collegiate, the NFL, PA Bowl. And yeah, I will have commentary on the Shrine Bowl too. So stay with me. A lot of draft content coming your way, and then we're going to have position ranks. I don't know how immediately after the Senior Bowl. Give me maybe a couple of weeks. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.